Hello, Gaston County. Welcome to episode number 150 of Gaston's Great, a podcast highlighting some of the great things happening in and around Gaston County. I'm your host, Stephen Long. We're coming to you once again from the international headquarters of GSM Services. We simply believe in discussing more of the reasons why Gaston's great. We are highlighting another great organization this week as we highlight Canine Companions Limited. We have Walter Hart with us today. Walter is the founder and president of the organization. Walter, it's great to have you on, and welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
So as usual, we like to get right to it. And so if you don't mind, the first question I'd like to ask is just for our listeners, just tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into the organization, but just anything that you'd like to share before we get into the details.
I was born in Gaston, raised in Detroit, Michigan. Went to Henry Ford High School. Did couple of years in college, Southern University, then Central Michigan University. And then I had a pitfall after I came out of college. I went to college training dogs, trained with the police department, then decided I wanted to get in the streets. So once I got in the streets, went down that pitfall, got locked up for about 6 years, 8 months in prison on a racketeering charge. Came back out, decided, hey, don't want no parts being in the life of the streets, right, doing crazy things. Let me do what I was raised to do and born to do, and that's be successful and be an entrepreneur. I come from an entrepreneur family here in Gaston, Hart's Automotive. My uncle Jimmy Hart is the owner of that, been an owner of that since 1976.
Wow.
My grandfather owned a business where he did janitorial work, owned a janitorial company, Hart's Janitorial Service. I think they started in 1950. I'm not correct on that, but
wow.
I've been around entrepreneurs my whole life. My family was terribly disappointed in me for making some of the bad mistakes I made when I was in my 20s. After that, I decided to just stay focused on dog training, and that's how, actually, I started with Hart's Dog Training Incorporated in Detroit first. And then I seen there was a need where I started donating dogs to senior citizens. And I had an attorney come up to me and say, hey, man, you just donating dogs to senior citizens, you need to start a nonprofit organization. And his name was Richard Fellerath.
Okay.
He helped me start Canine Companions LTD, and that was in 2001. Hart's Dog Training Incorporated started in 1987. So I've been doing it a long time. Long time. I'm pretty much semi-retired right now. I just got put on another board in Arizona where there's 300 acres called Pleasant Valley, and it's going to be a retreat for veterans. And so what I'm trying to do is collaborate what I'm doing with veterans with Canine Companion LTD, donating them with the veterans that have PTSD. And also we started with children with autism as well. And I have quite a few dog trainers all over the country, from LA to Mississippi to Atlanta to Detroit, that works with me. We have a lot of dogs that they're not, that won't make it for the police departments or military. We use them for therapy dogs for veterans with PTSD and children with autism. So it's a whole lot going on.
Okay.
I have a TV series in LA called Redemption Dogs that's being pitched right now.
Wow.
And also a movie about my whole life, Pretty Boy, where I got in the streets and did my little thing there. So it's quite a bit going on now.
So you're just a Renaissance man. Got a lot of stuff going on, huh?
I'm trying to retire. I'm trying just to condense things down.
It seems like I've met a lot of people. It seems like they're busier after retirement than they are while they're in the working world.
That's true.
Okay, that's a lot. And obviously, our listeners, you hear that we're talking about a broader reach here than just here in Gaston County. But you heard the Gaston County connection with Walter. But so, Walter, a lot of people just heard that quick summary, but a lot of listeners are not going to know what Canine Companions LTD is. So maybe can you just kind of go into what's the mission of the organization? What is it that you're trying to accomplish?
The mission of the organization is to train dogs for veterans with PTSD. Okay. So what we do here in Gaston County right now, we work with the Gaston County Court with probation. I use, and some of these people, they have DUIs, low crime, and if they work for other companies and stuff like, they might be picking up paper or cleaning up and stuff like that. So they help out with cleaning up the kennels. And also I've started a program where I'm teaching them basic obedience, the basic commands. We got puppies coming this spring, so they'll be working with the puppies doing basic obedience and stuff like that. We also donate those dogs. If I find a match when I have these puppies with a veteran, we'll donate them to the veteran. But we already have dogs that's already available that we ship in from different states if a veteran needs a dog. So if there's anyone out there that's suffering from PTSD syndrome, we encourage them to give us a call. We can help them. We're available. We're open 9 to 5, Monday through Saturday. And like I said, we really want that to be out there here in Gaston County, that if there's a veteran that needs a good therapy dog, please give us a call. We did a few this past year. One guy was a Chief Navy guy that needed a dog, and we posted that all on our social media and all that. And we also need donations, by the way.
Oh, sure, yeah.
This is what makes things work, right? Basically, the company has been sort of like a foundation because I've taken my own personal money for training dogs privately on the private sector and put into the nonprofit. So it's been a blessing that way. I really hadn't had to really, close down because of lack of funding. But we definitely need funding.
So how did this connection start with you? And cause I didn't hear any military or veterans in your background. Maybe there was, and I missed it. But how did you get connected with doing dog training and that?
So pretty much, you have people come in, like when I had Hearts Dog Training Incorporated, they had a lot of veterans that worked for me as dog trainers and police officers and stuff like that. And the idea came really when my son's a veteran, my dad's a veteran.
Gotcha.
So I always had an empathy for veterans because some of my uncles are veterans as well. One of my uncles is the vice president of Canine Companions here in North Carolina, Patrick Hart.
Okay.
So he's been very beneficial in terms of supporting us, as well. So he's retired 30 years with the Air Force.
Okay, so that makes sense. So how is it typically the court? You mentioned the court. Is that how you typically get connected to veterans or individuals who are needing this type of service? Or
so we work with the Gaston County Veterans Organization here, and they put all the information out. A guy by the name of Guy Fleming, who's a part. He's been very instrumental in making sure that the information get out to veterans.
Okay, so how many people are you typically serving? Or I don't know if that's a
so here at Gaston. So we just got here within the last 3-4 years.
Gotcha.
So it's been sort of slow. That incident with the one veteran with the dog that he lost with the police department, I was there that day that happened, and I offered whatever help we could do for him. However, he ended up doing it somewhere else, but we did put the offer out, though.
Okay.
So we just need to get more information out here. We have a lot of dogs, so I have. If anyone was to go on to Canine Companions LTD Gaston, you'll see where we deal with a company called Protection Dogs Canine in Canada, as well as Blackjack Malinois in Mississippi. He's on 100 acres. He has 100 dogs. They have 50 in Canada. So we have a whole lot of dogs to choose from, pick from, and match. All over the country, and there's a place called Dream Center where we dealt with in LA a veteran program. We work right there in that building with the veterans, and they live there like homeless veterans and stuff like that. So, sort of similar to what we're going to be doing in Arizona on the 300 acres. And I'm trying to do something here in Cramerton. So, I've been working with Mayor Niels. That's why we're doing these fundraisers, this golf tournament. That's what I was telling you guys earlier. Every year.
Go ahead and mention that.
Yeah, every year they do a golf tournament raising funds for various charities, and I think the historical organization for Cramerton, they do
like
raise
Baltimore
money.
Village or
Yes. And so also the Chambers of Commerce, they all work together raising money for charities in the area. So we're trying to get a facility in Cramerton for Canine Companion LTD. We want veterans working there as well as benefiting from it. So that's one of the goals.
Okay. So are there any other, I mean, you mentioned Arizona, you mentioned Detroit, you mentioned, how did you end up connecting with, I think you mentioned, was it Mississippi too, maybe? How did you end up connecting with these?
Some of these people have contacted me.
Okay.
And wanted me to, come there and see if we could use their facilities to bring the program. So that's what we did in Arizona at the Dream Center. And then, because Dream Center is all over the world. So we started with the Dream Center, and then we went to LA with the Dream Center as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does something come to mind with your involvement with Canine Companions LTD? Something you're most proud of? You look back and say, "Wow, this really hit home with the mission and what we're trying to accomplish." But something you're most proud of accomplishing?
Yeah,
through the organization
was the Dream Center.
Okay,
because we work with a lot of men there with the therapy dog program, and also I meant to mention that Fort Irwin Army Base. We also trying to do something with them as well. And see, I'm not by myself. There's a lot of other people in the organization. I just founded it and the president of it, but there are a whole lot of folks involved.
Yeah, nothing this expansive. Maybe it's not sure it's the right word. Yeah, is typically done by somebody on their own. I mean, that's that's impossible. Yeah.
And Sheriff Joe Pio, I want to mention his name. He was very strong in supporting us in Arizona from 2005 all the way up. He even came here 2-3 years ago to just put the word out. But he's been very instrumental in Canine Companions LTD. And I've had some celebrities I've dealt with that's been involved. Maite Garcia, she was the ex-wife of Prince, the singer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and Reverend Michael Bernard Beck.
Prince is my generation music.
Yeah, so I've had quite a few celebrities.
That's interesting. Wow. So if you looked ahead 3 or 5 years, specifically focusing on Gaston County, if you could jump ahead and then looking back, what would you say? What we've accomplished, what we want to accomplish here in Gaston County, Cramerton. What would that look like? The
accomplishment basically is one veteran at a time. Gotcha. That's what I say. So here's the thing. So if a veteran, first of all, they have to qualify to be able to take care of the dog too as well. So it's not an easy process.
Gotcha.
You don't
just show up and here's a dog.
Yes, that's not going to happen. So, my goal was one vet at a time. If you can help one vet, you're doing a great job, because these dogs are very expensive, $20,000 to $25,000, sometimes $50,000, depending on the training that's on them and the work being placed on them. But also, a veteran must have finance to be able to take care of the dog.
That's an ongoing cost, right?
Can't be homeless. Everybody say, "Oh, well, why are you not helping all these veterans?" Look, first of all, they have to meet the criteria, to be able to get a therapy dog. And so getting the word out, my goal would be that we could give at least 50 to 100 veterans in the Gaston County area. Okay. We have the dogs. We have the dogs. We just need more people getting involved, putting the word out, and also helping us get funding as well. Because a lot of times these veterans, they can't even afford the food, but they might be able to afford their living space and all that type of stuff. Gotcha. We would like to be able to even, once a month deliver food to them as well.
All right. So what would you say is the biggest need currently? I mean, you mentioned funding
already.
We're
trying to do kennels.
Okay.
And we're trying to also, I have some land personally that I own that an uncle of mine, Bobby Hart, donated to the organization. We thank him for that. And I want to put kennels on that property until Cramerton gets done. So that's the immediate thing of what we're trying to do right now.
Okay.
And these are for dogs that, like I said, we can have many dogs we need shipped to these kennels, just a holding spot until we've trained the veterans with the dogs and matched them. Because once they get the dogs, you have to work with them with the dogs to see if it's going to be a match.
How long does that typically take from the time they first meet to you determine? Yeah, this is going to be a good match.
It could be 2 weeks. It could be 6 months.
Okay.
It depends.
I'm assuming it depends on the context of, gosh, for lack of a better framing, my ignorance here, whatever the issue is, right?
Exactly.
Or the reasoning that they may
yes.
need a therapy dog.
Yes, every veteran has different needs,
different experience,
different experiences, and the dogs that we have that's trained, they train differently. So you have to match them.
Do you find different breeds of dog are better at certain types of things, or
yes,
that seems like a
yes
somebody who doesn't know anything kind of question like myself.
Labs are great, Shepherds are great, Belgian Malinois are great. A lot of times I've been using Belgian Malinois and Shepherds because with the PTSD syndrome, I found out in some cases guys have a lot of fear, noise bothering them and stuff
Sure.
like that, and they basically feel like they're not feeling safe. So, sometimes giving them a certain type of dog with certain type of training on it makes them feel a lot more calmer.
Sure.
And feel more safe.
Yeah, because it's something that for somebody like me, I just can't really. We want to have empathy for that, but you can't really, without experiencing it, it's just hard to. It's hard to understand what they're dealing with. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, okay, that's interesting. Is there any other? I mean, is this anybody in Gaston County doing this type of thing, or are you it?
I don't know.
Okay, I just never seen that.
I don't know
personally.
if anyone is or not. I know they have a dog training
Not
place.
that I want to talk about any competition, so I didn't mean to bring that up. But.
Well, when you're doing something from the heart and you're
Absolutely.
just doing it, it's no competition.
Right.
I've never had any competition. People send me things, other dogs. And see where I'm at now, I'm retired. I really not, I mean, I will train a dog, but, that's not really what I'm doing. Now it's other things that I'm doing now. So, and I've never been in competition with anyone.
Understood.
I remember when I was in Detroit, I had security dogs, and I had like 30, and there were other companies that trained dogs, and they got into it, and, they really couldn't, I guess, compete with it. And then what I found out, if you just into whatever you're blessed with and gifts you're blessed with, you'll be successful regardless. You don't have to worry about competition.
How much time typically are you spending here in Gaston County versus – you're obviously traveling all over the place.
So last year it was rough for me. So last year I was all over the place.
Just too much, huh?
I didn't want to say that I wanted to stop traveling last year, but that was the first time that I ever felt kind of like that was last year.
Gotcha, yeah.
Because I was like all over the place.
That can get old. I mean, it can get
old.
old.
I was bouncing from San Francisco to L.A., San Francisco to L.A., and then back to Arizona, and then to Detroit, and then back here. Yeah, it was rough.
Okay. So there's a little group of local related questions because I think you've been here enough that we can throw some of these Gaston County related questions on it. But before we do that, is there anything I haven't asked that I should have asked? Before we finish, we'll make sure our listeners know how to find you, find out more information, yes. Website or social media and all that.
Yeah, so the website is Canine Companions LTD.org.
Okay.
That's CANINE COMPANIONS LTD.org. We encourage you to go on there and take a look at the website. If you like what you see and you like the great things we're doing, donate. And it doesn't matter if it's $5, $10, it goes a long way.
You guys have social media as well?
Yes.
Okay.
We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. I don't know if we're on TikTok or not.
Okay.
We're on pretty much all the social media platforms.
Yeah, that TikTok stuff's beyond me. I know a little bit about the other stuff, but not anything about TikTok. You're a TikTok professional, aren't you, Naomi?
I can scroll professionally.
So, Walter, listen, I appreciate that, but we're going to shift gears. We'd like to ask our guests some Gaston County-related questions. So I don't know if you saw them when we shared this question beforehand. So if you didn't, that's too bad. We're going to make you answer them anyway.
Hey,
all right. So we're going to call this the Detroit, L.A., Arizona, and San Francisco speed round of questions. Okay, I make up some name every week that we do this. All right. So first question, Walter. This is what your family, team members, people you work with, this is what they want to know. This is the reason they're really going to listen to this podcast, all right?
Okay.
So I'm assuming since you've spent some time here, you've been to Tony's Ice Cream?
I love Tony's.
Okay. What's your favorite Tony's ice cream flavor?
So me and my mom, we like that. Was black walnut?
Oh yeah. That's a good.
walnut,
A lot of people. That's actually a pretty popular answer. Are you a sun drop or cheerwine person?
Sun drop.
Okay. How about a favorite local restaurant? Someplace you like to go when you're here?
Shrimp bowl.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a problem because it's right here. It's really close, you know. I could walk up there if I had to. So this question might not be fair for you because you spent so much time away from Gaston County, but I'm going to ask you anyway. And there's only one correct answer, actually. So UNC, Duke, or NC State?
NC Duke.
Okay, that's a UNC, Duke, or NC State. There's three different.
Oh, so let me tell you this.
Okay.
I'm not a sports guy.
Well, it doesn't have to be. Doesn't necessarily have to be sports, just in general.
So you're asking me what now?
Just which is the best, UNC, Duke, or NC State?
Oh, I would say Duke.
Oh, Walter. Okay, well, you know, they did just. I'm an NC State guy, and Duke basketball did just put it to us Monday night this week.
Okay.
So that's why I realized that it might not be as applicable to you as to some of our other guests.
Right.
What about, is there something you can share that very few people know about you?
I think I pretty much covered everything because I try to be very transparent when I'm doing podcasts, because one thing about me is integrity and loyalty is everything to me.
Sure.
And so, I probably didn't mention this, and I should, because I ran for mayor here in 2023.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Yes, I ran for mayor here and lost. And so my past was brought up and all of that. And I think everybody rethinking about people's past now, now that we have a president that's in office now, with felons.
How about, how old were you when you went to Detroit? When you say you grew up in Detroit?
So I think I was just a year.
Oh, okay.
We left here a year.
All right, so super young. How about?
But every summer we came here.
Oh, okay.
My grandfather had us here every summer.
Okay. How about? I like asking this question. Just a book, a blog, an article, another podcast, or something that you could share for our listeners that you might be worth their time.
A podcast that I was on?
No, or that you listen to, or something. Just something that you would recommend.
So, the Greater podcast.
The Greater podcast. Okay.
Yes. Bill Ward. He hosts. So I listen to that quite often.
What's the context there?
It's spiritual.
Okay. Thank you. Yep.
Greater Purpose podcast. That's what it's called.
Okay. Greater Purpose
podcast.
That makes sense. All right. Yeah, I'm always looking for something else to add to my queue that I'm not going to get to.
Yeah. You should interview Bill. He's a great guy.
Okay. So, listen, I appreciate you, Walter, kind of indulging us on some of those local related questions. So, now you spend a lot of time here in Gaston County. We got to remember that we got just a couple more questions and we'll finish up this episode. Remember, this is a podcast about, in general, Gaston County, people like you who are doing good things for our community. And in you, obviously, it's a broader reach as well, not just here in Gaston County. But besides, Canine Companions LTD, why would you say Gaston County is such a great place?
The people here are just great.
Yeah.
Years ago, the Southern mentality was just awesome. It's sort of there, but not like it used to be. But I love it. I've always loved this place.
What do you mean? Just the Southern hospitality type of
Southern
attitude?
Hospitality, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, that's a relatively common answer to people, right? I'm a homer for Gaston County, of course, and I spent some time away as well. But I do, I've raised my kids here. They went to public school here, and I'm a product of public schools here, and it's been great, so I'm a big fan of Gaston County. So
and I did go to Ashbrook for a year.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm an Ashbrook guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I appreciate that. Yeah, go Greenway, absolutely. So, you know what? You mentioned something in this time frame, so I'm going to ask this question. This is always the last question we typically ask our guests, but knowing what you know now, Walter, what advice would you give your 20-year-old self?
Oh, wow.
I thought that might strike a chord.
Yes. Wow. Listen, finish your college, number one.
Okay.
Go to the military. I would have went to the military and then trained dogs. That's what I would have. That's the way I would have done it.
just a little change in the direction there.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I would have done that first.
Isn't it, you find like I do that now that I'm in my mid-50s, that perspective is so different now than when I was 20.
Right.
I mean, the things that I thought were a big deal weren't things that were a big deal. I didn't think were a big deal.
Right.
Back
Absolutely.
then. So, Walter, this has been great. You've already kind of shared where our listeners can go to learn more about the organization. Any last words you'd like to make sure that our listeners get from you today and make sure we cover for you? Because again, the main point is just let's bring awareness to your organization, and maybe somebody's out there listening and say, "Hey, I got a veteran that I know," or something.
Yeah. So if there's a veteran out there, please go to our website at caninecompanions.ltd.org, and you'll see on there where you can fill out an application, and we all vet those applications, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. But we encourage all the listeners, everyone, if you know of someone with the PTSD, please have them go to the website and fill the application out.
Well, good. Well, that's some good work. Yeah, we're big fans of veterans, law enforcement, first responders, those type of things.
Yes.
The stuff that's getting done on a daily basis that, man, we just frankly can't do without, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So I appreciate that, and I appreciate the work you're doing.
Thank you so much.
So as usual, I'm going to finish with my own little book recommendation and a quote or thought for the week. And this is a book I've recently read. And I've shared some of his books before, but he's a personal mentor of mine, somebody I've known 25 years, a guy named Mark Madison. His latest book is called When I'm Old. So kind of like me, his perspective is changing over time. He's a little older than I am, but it's just a good read about, when you start not reminiscing, but your view kind of changes of the world, and you want to start thinking about legacy and other things. But it's a good little short, easy read. And maybe some things that you might want to start thinking about as we get older. I know I think about different things than I did when I was 20 for sure. And my quote this week is from Winston Churchill. I know I've used him before, but I think this ties into the type of work that Walter's doing. But Winston Churchill said, "We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give." So, unfortunately, I think that's true.
Yes.
What kind of impact can we make? We have so many interactions day to day.
Yes.
And are we being intentional about those interactions? I know it's obvious that, Walter, you are being intentional about those interactions and the work that you're doing. And so it takes individuals like you bringing people together and working things together to make an impact for people that may need a little something that they don't have access to.
Absolutely.
So again, I'm grateful for that, and I appreciate that. So, to our listeners out there, thanks so much for taking the time to listen to today's episode. Please continue to spread the word if you can about the podcast, and please don't hesitate to contact us here at our email address, which is podcast@gastonsgreat.com. We're always looking for suggestions for future podcast topics and guests. You can find the podcast and subscribe at the website, gastonsgreat.com, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And please follow us on all our social media platforms. And thanks again to Walter for being our guest today. And one quick announcement, this is episode number 150, so we typically have had seasons of 25 episodes at a time, so we are finishing up season 6, I guess. That's some good math I just did there. So we're asking her to take a little break after this episode, maybe for a few weeks or a month or two, and then we're going to come back with maybe a slightly different format. We're going to be highlighting good things going on around Gaston County, but we might focus maybe on some more individuals that are doing some leadership stuff, community stuff, and maybe even some business stuff here locally in Gaston County. So again, we can't thank you enough for taking the time to listen. And as always, Gaston Great is produced and brought to you by Amy Anderson and Naomi Hunt from GSM Services. I'm your host, Stephen Long. Thanks again for hanging out with us, and please keep coming back to hear more reasons why Gaston's great.